everybody! Today I thought I would start a series of videos dedicated to low cost, limited supply type of cards. I know what it was like when I first started crafting, and it's so much, and you know, it's easy to get overwhelmed by all of the tools and supplies and papers and embellishments and stamps and all of that are available. So I thought I would just break it down and show you that you can make absolutely beautiful cards and not have to have an entire arsenal of supplies to do so. So let me show you what we're going to be working with today. I went through my stash of paper and I discovered that I had this. It's called the Season Celebration Slab, and I've had this for probably since around the time I first started crafting. I know it was a gift from my mom, and it has all of these awesome, you know, pattern paper, you know, and they're like really large scale patterns. So it was definitely made I think for dual purposes, for the scrapbooker and the paper crafter, because card maker, I'm sorry. I have pattern papers, and then there are solid colored papers. This is actually the pattern that we're going to be working with today, and you can easily just cut these out and use them to make a card, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. This is the card that we're going to be making today. I love it. I think it's actually one of the simplest cards I've done, but I love it. It's one of my favorite cards that I've done in a long time. So and it requires very little supplies. We're gonna start with a standard A2 size card, and when you're first starting out, I burned up a lot of paper because I didn't realize that you could just take an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock and cut it in half and get 2 cards. So I was cutting it the long way, and I would use it to get one, you know, A2 card and then a 3x3, and then I had lots of all of these scraps left over. It took me a while to realize it, and then I felt really dumb. So anyway, another thing that you can do that's actually would probably be simpler and a little bit more cost effective if you use a 40% coupon is to go to either Michael's or Joann's or Hobby Lobby, and they usually sell packs of cards and envelopes together, and they usually have them for like $10, but if you use a 40% coupon you can get it for about $6. So that's what I did with this. It's just a white card base. I got it at Joann's. It's not the thickest cardstock, but it works. It serves its purpose. The next thing I did was I got a piece of, I believe this is Summer Sun. It is retired from Stampin' Up, but it's a solid color, another solid color cardstock, and that's going to actually help to make your card a little bit stronger. And this piece of cardstock measures 5 1/4 by 4. And I'm using my ATG, but you can use a glue stick or any type of adhesive that you would like. I do caution that certain adhesives are better than others, so sometimes your card will, you know, over time fall apart. But, you know, anything, you know, really that you have on hand would be great. Glue, like I said, glue stick, Tombow, whatever it is you choose to use, liquid adhesive, whatever. I'm just going to mat that right down on there. And then I'm going to take a solid piece of that paper from that slab, which I'm pretty sure is no longer available. It's from Provocat Craft, but like I said, I've had it for many years, and it was just in my stash, and I've forgotten all about it. But I'm glad I got it because I've been doing a lot with it. I'm just going to mat that down right there. And we see we're almost done with the card. The next thing I'm going to do is I cut out the flowers from that piece of pattern paper, and I'm just going to adhere them down using a 2A glue pen. Again, you can use a glue stick or whatever you happen to have on hand to adhere this down. And I'm just going to put these in the corner. The corners here. And then for the last flower, I am going to use a dimensional. Now, if you're just starting out, any type of foam dimensional would be great. I know you can get them at Michael's pretty inexpensively, and Joann's pretty inexpensively. But if you are a paper crafter of any sort, especially a card maker, you do want to have some sort of three-dimensional adhesive in your stash of supplies. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my scissors and cut a little notch out of the side here. And that's going to be for my ribbon, which is this right here. I got this at Hobby Lobby, inexpensively, very. You can see it's $2.67, but it was like during one of their 50% off sales, so I got it for half that. As a card maker, you just need, I would say, pattern paper, solid cardstock, some adhesive, ribbon, and you're good to go. Pattern paper would be good too. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to tie a double ribbon. I saw this done a couple of times and I just finally decided to try it, but it requires a lot of ribbon. Now you just want to fluff it until it looks the way you want it to look. And you're going to have to pull the loops on both to make sure that it stays tight. And there's the card. Now, on this card, I did step it up a bit. I took some red ink, Stampin' Up! Ink, and I sponged the outside of the red here just to give it a little bit more color and a little bit more depth. You probably can't really tell on the video, but it does look a little bit different than this one. And I also used some crystal effects on the insides of each of the flowers just to, I don't know, give it a little bit extra. I'm going to zoom in here so you can see that. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see the crystal effects there. But it just gives it a little bit something extra. So these are the two cards. And I would like to let you know that these are available in my Etsy store. I will put a link to it on my Facebook page, my blog, as well as here on YouTube. So that's all I have for you today. Thanks so much for joining me. See you next time.